Hello once again. By His grace, we brought an end to our discussions on the concept of the mean as a measurement of central tendency. We are looking at the second concept, which is the mode, and is also one of the commonest measurements of central tendency. So in this discussion, we shall look at the mode of raw set of numbers and the mode of grouped frequency distribution. We shall look at the mode of raw set of numbers and the mode of grouped frequency distribution. If you take the raw set of numbers, the mode of raw set of numbers, we shall take examples to explain, to illustrate how to determine the mode when you are given a set of raw numbers or a set of data. We shall also look at types of modal distribution when we are given a set of raw numbers or set of data which is raw in nature, it's not grouped. So to start with, let's look at types of, but before then, what is the mode? What is the mode? As we all know from secondary school and GSS knowledge, the mode of a given set of data is the observation that has the highest occurrence among all the given set that is in that given set. So when you are given a set of data, the observation that happens to have the high number of occurrences as compared to the others is the mode. It's as simple as that, and we don't need to start to understand what the mode actually is all about. So let's look at types of modal distribution, and we are going to look at examples to actually let you how to determine the mode of raw set of numbers. So this heading, types of modal distribution, applies to raw set of numbers. Types of modal distribution applies to raw set of numbers. Now, the first type of modal distribution is unimodal distribution. What is a unimodal distribution? In a unimodal distribution, there is only one mode. That means when you are given a set of numbers, when you observe all the numbers critically, you're going to have only one mode. So where you have only one mode among a set of raw numbers, we call that modal distribution a unimodal distribution. Example, you have 2, 4, 5, 2, 1, 2, 7. We have 2, 4, 1, 2, 5, 2, and 7. If you observe these figures critically, you will see that 2 is the only number that occurs 3 times. 2 is the only figure here that occurs 3 times, because 2 is here, 2 is here, 2 is here. The rest do not occur as more as the 2 has occurred. So in this example, 2 is the mode. Since there's only one mode in this given set of data, we call this distribution a unimodal distribution. Uni means one, as units. Unimodal distribution. The second example, the second type is multimodal distribution. In multimodal distribution, we have some numbers, more than one number, having the same number of occurrences. So in multi means more. Simply put, more than one mode, where you have got more than one. You can have 2 modes or more, but it's more than one. So if you look at this example, we have 2, 4, 1, 1, 2, 7, 2, 7, 9, 5, 5, 10. So if you look at it, you see that 2 has occurred 2 times. 1 is occurring 2 times. And 5, 2 is occurring 2 times. So you have 2 here as a mode, 1 here is another mode, and 5 here as another mode. So when you have more than one number occurring with the same number of frequencies, we call that modal distribution a multimodal distribution. In other words, you have many modes in that. Multi means many. That means you have many modes in that given distribution. Now, the other one is a bimodal distribution. Bi means 2. So the bi is a type of multimodal, but in this example, you have exactly 2 modes. I take it again. What I'm saying is that a bimodal distribution is a typical example of multimodal type of modal distribution. Multimodal distribution. So the bimodal is a typical example of more, because it's more than one. Bi means 2, and 2 is more than 1. So when you have more than one mode, but the modes are exactly 2 in number, we call that modal distribution a bimodal distribution. So bi means 2. So if you look at this example, we have 2, 4, 1, 1, 2, 5, and 9. If you look at the mode, as we have over here, we have 2 is there, it's occurring 2 times, and 1, 2 is here, it's occurring also 2 times. So we have 2 modes here, and because it's the modes are 2 in this distribution, we call it a bimodal distribution. It can also be a multimodal, but one is only 2, we call it a bimodal distribution. So if you're given questions, look at the definition very, very well. If you're given question, if I bring a question like this and bring by a multi is correct, but by is not correct because they are only 2 exactly. So some answers are more correct than others. In a case whereby I bring the question like this one, where we have 2 modes, and I don't bring by, then the answer will be multi. But if I should bring the 2 of them, even though it can be multi, while they are exactly 2 modes in that distribution, then bimodal fits more than the multimodal. So take note of the type of modal distributions and their examples after I've given to you. You can go to that handout and do more examples that to just help yourself. Take any mass pamphlet, you shall see this inside there and do more examples to just help yourself. So when you're reading, if you're doing your own reading, you can give your own set of data and find out whether is it bimodal, is it unimodal, or is it multimodal in that order. Thank you for this introduction. We shall look at examples of how to calculate the mode of raw set of numbers. Thank you.